Get a show on the road like AA, baby.
Perfect.
Hello there, broskies. If you're new here, I'm Erkin, and this is the life of a broski, where I bring you sneaker reviews just like this one. So if that's your cup of tea, hit that subscribe button. And on today's episode, I am reviewing the Nike Air Max 90 Surplus. Now before we have a proper in-depth look at the sneakers, we of course have to look at the box. Broskies, I don't know what to tell you. Bit of a lazy one by Nike, but we have the normal red Nike box as you do. Of course, all the information on that side and the Nike branding just all over the box, and that's pretty much it. So this official colorway is the Nike Air Max 90 Surplus black, and infrared. So that's the box out the way. Let's get into the sneaker. Now this Surplus variant to the Nike Air Max 90 was indeed released on the 10th of October. And now that the colder months are finally here, I thought I'd get these on the show. And the Air Max 90 being one of my favorite, if not my favorite Air Max sneaker of all time, it's gonna take a lot of convincing to show me that this is worth a buy. Now the idea behind this sneaker from Nike is actually adding a soldier style setup to the classic Air Max sneaker with the military inspired colors combined with that stiff toe cap. They want you to think of these as a hardcore work boot. So I have actually done a waterproof test just to see how well they hold up under wet conditions. But taking a look around this sneaker first, there are so many materials that make up this sneaker's upper. Now one thing to note that's very interesting on this sneaker is the fact that some of the materials on this upper is actually Cordura fabric. And the panels that consist of this fabric is the overlay that runs around the toe box and that tucks under the mud flaps and the Nike swooshes. Now this Cordura fabric is meant to be windproof and waterproof. It's mainly designed for outdoor activities such as camping and hiking. So Nike have really put some thought into this sneaker when it comes to surviving those winter months. Now not all of this sneaker is covered in that Cordura fabric, so it is going to be interesting to see the waterproof test. Now we have that nylon on the toe box, which doesn't actually look like that Cordura fabric, and right in front of the toe box on that toe cap is a rock solid structure. It is nice to have that hardened toe cap, of course for protection, but I don't know why they didn't do it to the toe box. But I guess it's not to sacrifice the mobility of the sneaker whilst also providing protection. Now we have that rugged textured material on the mud flaps, which does look a lot easier to clean from dirt. Now a nice little touch is that mini Nike swoosh on the inside of the toe box in that infrared colorway. Now we have those TPU panels like every other Air Max 90 that is responsible for the lace holes. And we have those roped laces, and on this tongue right in front we have the 90 Surplus branding. And just on the inside there is that pull tab, and one thing I found really cool is actually on the inside you have that nice little pocket there. So that pull tab is actually a little disguise to hide that pocket, which I found really cool. So you could actually stash your keys in there or a couple coins. Now going to the heel counter, we of course have that other pulley with that traditional Air Max 90 TPU shield at the back. Now we have this well structured black midsole, which adds that nice stealthy look. But where things really do change up is of course the outsole. Now this outsole has been redesigned with one of the sole purpose of the outdoors. You can tell by the added and thickened traction panels, and it just feels a lot more durable. Gone is the waffle design to the traditional Air Max 90, and in replacement is that boot-like design. So broskies, there you have it. The first look at the Nike Air Max 90 Surplus. So this sneaker using that Cordura fabric, I just had to do a waterproof test. I've done it with the likes of the Air Force One Gore-Tex, which actually proved very waterproof.
As you can see, all dry, not one bit of moisture. So if this gets wet, obviously it means it isn't completely waterproof.
I'm nervous. Okay.
don't know. I'm not sure. Unlike the Gore-Tex Air Force Ones, these do not look like they are repelling the water 100%. Round 2, we're gonna go a bit closer. Does not look very good, broskies. Moment of truth. It is completely soggy. Look at that. Broskies, these are not 100% waterproof. That is the result. So not the whole shoe, it is just the core dura, which is the overlays here, that is water repellent.
So unfortunately, this sneaker isn't completely waterproof, and it's a bit of a shame. Nike, if you are going to design a sneaker for the outdoors, and indeed the winter months, I'm actually surprised you didn't go all in. So the inside of the sneaker and the tissue that was in there was actually soaked. So this just proves that not all of this sneaker is compiled of that core dura fabric, which is a bit of a shame. Now these do retail for £125 here in the UK, and if you are thinking of getting a pair, I will leave some links down below. So going to the sizing of this sneaker, I did get my normal size 9 UK, and they actually fit just right. What I actually thought is because of the boot inspired design that these would have fit a bit different, but thankfully for me they were true to size. Now of course this surplus variant to the Air Max 90 has changed up this legendary sneaker quite a bit. But has it changed anything in terms of its comfort? And I've actually got to say yes, but in a good way. The real ruggedness to this sneaker, the better build quality all round, has actually made that on foot feel a lot better. When you've got these on, you just have that nice, secure and snug feeling without a lot of the sacrifices. Normally when a sneaker tries to add all these implementations, in terms of adding that outdoor feel, it just loses a lot of its character. Some things are sacrificed like the comfort and of course the mobility, but by any means these aren't one of those victims. So out of 10 for comfort, I am going to give a solid 9. Now when brands add the weatherproofing to a sneaker, sometimes it sacrifices that breathability. And if you are looking for a sneaker that adds that insulation to keep your feet warm in the cold, breathability is the least of your worries. But Nike have actually done the opposite. They've somehow managed to add this weatherproofing to this sneaker without making it feel like a sauna. There are some sneakers out there that you put them on, and yes, having the cold in mind, but if you're walking for miles and you suddenly go inside, your feet will be steaming. But this sneaker doesn't seem to have that issue. They were actually fine when it comes to breathability. So out of 10, I am gonna score it a high 8. Now broskies, the Air Max 90. What more can I say? 30 years to this legendary sneaker, but is this Air Max 90 surplus a buy or a buy? Now the surplus model to the Air Max 90 actually came out in 3 colours. We've got this black version, the khaki colourway, and that desert safety orange. Now for me there was only one winner. This black and stealthy finish just adds that little bit more sauce to this sneaker. Now I am a little bit disappointed that these weren't actually waterproof, but to be fair, all of the pros to this sneaker, there can only be one answer. The added ruggedness and durability to this classic sneaker, that military styling and those subtle little touches like the stash pocket inside of the tongue, the pull tabs, and of course that rugged redesign to the outsole. So broskies, for me there can only be one answer. I am going to give the Air Max 90 surplus a buy. I'm already such a fanboy to the Air Max 90, and this just gives me that same feeling. But broskies, let me know what you think. Are you a fan of the Air Max 90? Does the surplus do anything for you, or are these not your thing? Leave all your comments down below, and of course I will be pinning the best one. Anyways broskies, that's enough from me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and of course until the next episode, take care.